The Vietnam War touched so many lives. Here in Rochester, playwright Spencer Cristiano has written a play that conveys his and his family's experience losing a loved one during the war. We were lucky to catch a performance of MIA at Muck Theater. Take a look.
I have the biggest small family in the world. My family tree branches out for miles, and it is Easter 2012. I'm at my cousin Jeff's house in Massillon, New York, but he's not my first cousin. I'm not even sure what number relation he actually is. You see, when we try to figure out how everyone is related to everyone else, it gets confusing because my family is big. My name is Spencer Cristiano. I'm a playwright here in Rochester, New York. I wrote a play called MIA about my great uncle, Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Cristiano, who was missing in action from the Vietnam War for 46 years. The plane that he was navigating during the Vietnam War went down over southern Laos during a reconnaissance mission. Nobody knew what had actually happened to him. Nobody knew if he was alive or dead. His family didn't know, the government didn't know. And in 2012, some artifacts were discovered in southern Laos. Because of all of these artifacts that they discovered, they were able to identify this crash site with that of my great uncles and the other men on board. And they were able to prove that all men had died on impact. I started writing this play right around Easter 2012 when my family found out that Joe had been found in this way. I realized that it was a story that was affecting me, and as an artist, I try to keep an eye out for stories that I think will affect people, stories that I think need to be told, stories that people can learn from. I should be able to just call Joe on the phone and ask him, what was life like when you were a kid? What was it like fighting in wars? I should be able to ask him, what was it like coming home from Vietnam? But I can't because he was stolen from me. He was stolen from my family. And I'm angry, but I don't even know who to be angry at, which in turn makes me more angry. Who's to blame? The Laotians, who certainly held no personal grudge with Joe when eliminating a threat in their airspace? Our government, who sent him there in the first place? Or am I angry at Joe, who in some way chose the path that got him killed, who went off to the most hellish war in American history and didn't come back? And I realize how dumb this is, how absurd it is to be blaming a man for his own death. And now I'm angry at myself, angry for not having the answers, angry for being angry, angry for not being born in time to know this man. I didn't really know a lot about Joe growing up. So through this interview process of sitting around my grandfather's dining room table with a voice recorder on the table and going around and asking questions to people who knew Joe, I really learned a lot about not just Joe, but also my family and what it was like for them at that time. I hope that when the audience sees this play, that they're affected by it in the same way that I've been affected by it. This is very much one family story, but in a lot of ways it's not just one family story. It's the story of a lot of veterans. It's the story of a lot of families of people who have gone to serve. All the waiting and hoping and praying and searching, how it brought us all together to mourn, to celebrate, and to put Joe to rest. How we all, in our own ways, remembered him. Yeah, this is what family means.
For more information on this artist's work, visit SpencerCristiano.com.